What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So those of you that are subscribed to the channel probably already know I was just live not too long ago, and I did a whole live stream kind of talking about this, but I wanted to compress this information into a shorter video for those that don't have a whole hour 15 minutes and wanted to know what is going on with Dogecoin today. Well, guys, I have some great news. Elon Musk has successfully bought Twitter. He is now the full owner of Twitter, and the stock market and everything else is probably going to be reflecting that very soon. But the whole reason I wanted to talk to you guys about this is because this is actually really big for Dogecoin. Now, no, I am not just saying this as a reach. I don't just pull everything out of thin air and say, oh, this relates to Dogecoin. But when you really understand the market and the way things move and what really fuels Dogecoin's success and people's interest in Dogecoin, you can see the big picture. And I want to talk about why Elon Musk buying Twitter is such a big catalyst for Dogecoin's success. So I'll go ahead. Let's take a look at the screen here. Talk about a couple different things. So first and foremost, if you just go on Twitter, search Elon Musk, search anything, you'll quickly be able to see that even your notifications here on what's happening, everybody's talking about Twitter accepting the bid. And despite what they originally, the way that things looked originally, where it seemed like they were going to try and reject his offer, they ended up going through with it. So $54.20 per share. Anyone else notice that? Classic Elon Musk. But for that amount of money is the price that it ended up being sold for. So congrats to Elon Musk. I'm sure we're all happy for him, and we would like to see only the best come from this acquisition. Now, why is this purchase so important for Dogecoin? Now, let's keep something in mind, guys, and let's really think about the fundamentals of Dogecoin and how the price is to increase, or at least kind of what the roadmap is. If you were to put a roadmap down of how Dogecoin is going to increase in value over time, it's by a series of catalysts. Those catalysts help to improve Dogecoin as a project, as a cryptocurrency, and then as well they help to improve adoption. So we make the project better, and then we get more people to notice the project and use the project and assign value to the project, and that's how Dogecoin increases in value. Elon Musk is kind of the main yet unofficial ambassador of Dogecoin. He has been here since before just over 1 year. I mean, he was here before the whole SNL event, and I mean, he's been here almost since the beginning. Just talking about how he likes Dogecoin, the irony of Dogecoin's success, and how he is just fully 100% behind it. He only had one little setback, one thing that was holding him back from being fully behind the project before. And that was the amount of whales that were out there that were just hoarding the majority of Dogecoin. But at this point in time, it no longer looks like that's a concern of Elon. So he's just a big fan, and he wants Dogecoin to succeed. He even has one of his financial advisors, his personal financial advisors, on the board of Dogecoin improvement to directly help with making Dogecoin successful and meet the needs that he has for Dogecoin. And so he's very involved. So when you put the two pieces together, Elon Musk loves Dogecoin. Elon Musk just bought Twitter, which is the main social media network that he interacts on. And now Elon Musk's biggest thing is to acquire Twitter, not just to have a company and make money. We know that's not what Elon tends to do with his acquisitions. Elon acquires companies, starts companies to make change, significant change in areas that he thinks he could make changes to. And it could better the whole space or the whole world. One of those two. It's always for the betterment of something. The Boring Company, it's to revolutionize and better traffic management. Tesla, it's for the environment and to really get us into this new space of electric vehicles, electrifying vehicles, and moving away from non-renewable energy. So on and so forth. SpaceX, Starlink, all these different things that he has going. So you can kind of see his theme. Twitter seems like an odd purchase until you realize that there are a few different things that Elon Musk could really change and could significantly impact with this acquisition. And I'm going back here because on the live stream I actually found a tweet. Here it is. If you just look at his Twitter thread, you can already see what this person kind of brought out. There's 4 changes that is pretty clear that Elon Musk wants to make as the owner of Twitter. Now, he likes the social media network, obviously. It's his main one he interacts on. So there's some obvious things that he wants to change. One is going to be this point number 3 here, which is the spam bots. First and foremost, guys, if you're even going to talk about using a social network and making it better, you have to make the user experience good for everyone. If the user experience sucks and people get annoyed with a product, they're not going to continue wanting to use it. They're going to look for an alternative. It's kind of like what's happening with Kick. If any of you guys still use Kick for chatting these days, it has gotten really, really bad. And even myself, who doesn't really like to change if something's working for me, I use Kick just to talk to a couple people, and recently it's gotten just overwhelmingly bad to use. The user experience is terrible. They implemented these live chats unsolicited that you can't disable, and the spam bots are constant, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I plan to stop using the service in the near future. The same thing would happen to Twitter if you don't address the things that are causing the user experience to be negative. So he said this is annoying, and his focus was Twitter spending its resources introducing these little fun features like NFT profile pictures, which does absolutely nothing. It's just for fun. And so they're spending their engineering resources on that, while crypto scammers are throwing a spam bot block party in every single thread. So you could see that one thing he's going to want to change quickly, make the user experience better and protect people, get rid of the scammers, and get rid of all the spam bots. That's one thing. Another thing, he asked everybody, do you want an edit button? So obviously, with the results of the poll being about 75% yes, that's going to be something on his radar. And he's talked about the edit button a lot, as has Marques Brownlee. He's been talking about that for years. Transparent open source Twitter algorithms. So something will be open source here. And then free speech, and making sure that free speech and the right to free speech also continues via Twitter, and people don't get censored unnecessarily or going against that free speech rule. So those are just 4 quick things that we know that Elon Musk plans to address. And thank you to Samantha Postman for kind of putting that in a nice little list. Now, the one thing that's not listed here is Dogecoin for Twitter. And we know that this is another thing that's on Elon's mind because he's talked about it before. And what I'll do is go to his profile, go to tweets and replies, and let's scroll down here and let's just see if we can, within a reasonable amount of time, because I forgot I was going to scroll to here, if we can just get to the portion where he's talking about Dogecoin. So let's scroll just a little more. But he did talk about it recently, and he's been talking about Dogecoin a lot more recently. If it takes too long, I'll just kind of move on here. But bear with me. All right, looks like we've got to the bottom, and I think it was right before this too, and it stopped loading for me. But Elon Musk has been talking about Dogecoin for some time now, and he did mention Dogecoin and Twitter for a little period of time as well. Let's see. All right, well, while I'm trying to find this, for the amount of time that I continue to take to look for it, we do know that one really cool thing that happened recently with Elon Musk is for his Tesla, his Giga Texas Cyber Rodeo event that he just held. I think it was on the 7th. He had, as part of the introductory presentation, they did this drone show. So it was nighttime, and there were these drones that had lights on them, and they were doing the show by making different formations of different things in the sky. And one of the things they did was they formed a Doge, the Doge logo. That just shows you how interested and how much that Elon Musk just likes Dogecoin. Because why would he go to that extent? At this point in time, we're talking about April 2022. If he had no interest, he would not continue doing this. He would not continue talking about it. So you could start to put 2 and 2 together, especially with the fact that recent talks have been regarding bringing cryptocurrency tipping to Twitter, and they recently implemented it with the ability to send tips of Bitcoin. But now that Elon Musk owns it, what will he probably do with those tips? He will either fully transition it and swap out Bitcoin for Dogecoin, or he will add Dogecoin to the mix, and it'll be both of those 2 things. So soon to come should be the ability to tip other people in Dogecoin natively through Twitter. Now, why is that such a big deal? Well, you take all of the Twitter users. I don't know exactly how many there are. Maybe we can do a quick search together. 2022 current Twitter users. Let's see. There are currently 217 million monetizable daily active users on Twitter. That is absolutely insane. So the number fluctuates a little bit. Looks like they've had about a 10 million increase since since mid last year. But it looks like there's about, let's just say 220 million users on Twitter that are active. Active. That's a lot of people. Active per day. That's actually insane. That's not even including the ones that aren't active daily. So isn't that crazy? So you take 220 plus million people and you give them exposure to a cryptocurrency that maybe they haven't heard before, and it's one of the only options that they have when it comes to methods of payment to tip people. Well, you automatically increase adoption of that payment method. They're being forced into one of two options, Bitcoin or Dogecoin. So you've got to know what it is. And if you are smart about it and you know that Bitcoin is deflationary and Dogecoin is inflationary, you're probably going to buy and send the Dogecoin option instead and just hold on to your Bitcoin. So just a major catalyst for adoption. Another thing, just like I mentioned in the live stream recently, was you got to think of this too. Elon Musk now being the owner of all of Twitter, you got to start to think the amount of power. Now, he already is the richest man in the world and owns Tesla and SpaceX and the Boring Company and all this other stuff too, right? He's already respected and powerful. But now he owns the entire social media network. When he goes to a company like McDonald's or something next time with a public proposition and offer about, maybe you guys should consider accepting Dogecoin, it's going to hold a little bit more weight now. I couldn't really imagine Elon Musk being the owner of Twitter going to McDonald's and saying, hey, y'all should accept Doge, and then making that same sarcastic reply of only once you accept Grimace Coin. They'll probably be like, maybe we should legitimately consider this. Because now there's just so much more power. You're posting on the network he runs. You know what I mean? So that's just good. I mean, Elon with this new power, with this new platform, and then also being a Dogecoin lover, you start to put pieces of the puzzle together and you start to conclude, well, maybe some of this positivity, maybe some of this change will trickle down to Dogecoin. And that's exactly why we recently saw the price movement of Dogecoin skyrocket once this announcement was made. And I called it out in our Discord group. If you're not a member, it is free to join and free to read the chat and catch these buy and sell alerts. So go ahead, look in the link in the description right now. If you have a Discord account, just click on the link and join. Like I said, it is free. And if you don't have a Discord, I strongly recommend making one. It's free to create one and then also free to join the group. But if you just take a look here at our conversation thread this morning at 8 a.m., I let everybody know, and this was while Dogecoin was right here, still at 13.8. I let everybody know Dogecoin's performing way better than the other cryptocurrencies with that bounce this morning. There's way more volatility in Dogecoin, and you could tell that, people are getting a little anxious. That's good. Things are heating up. Also, there's rumors that the Twitter deal is being reconsidered and may end up going through. Bullishness is in the air. I'm going to go back in, which means I'm going to buy. I'm going to re-enter a position going long. Sure enough, what ended up happening? Not long after that, Dogecoin skyrockets from 13.8 all the way up to 17 because the deal did go through. If you had just followed along, paid attention to what I said and took that buy signal, you would have made significant amounts of money on your investment instantly, same day. So this is the power of Elon Musk and Dogecoin right here. Positive news, good catalyst. We're going to see movement. So, and the important thing here is this was just the start. This is just the foundation of catalysts. This is an unexpected catalyst that we didn't even see coming. If you go back a couple months, you wouldn't have expected to see or hear about Elon Musk considering Twitter. We didn't know Twitter was on his radar. Our catalysts were completely different. But this came out of nowhere, and it's bigger than all of those other catalysts we had, and it actually just sets the groundwork for the other catalysts to be even more important, because we're starting off with forced awareness and adoption by Dogecoin coming to Twitter. And then you throw the Robinhood wallets on top of that. And then you throw Dogecoin improvements on top of that. And further reductions of transaction fees, bigger block size to allow more transactions per second, big names getting involved, big companies getting involved. And all those things just become icing on the cake. But now we have this platform to use as the start with 220 plus million users now being exposed to Dogecoin. This is where it all begins. For that reason, I think anywhere under 20 cents at this point is a safe to buy Dogecoin spot. If you're wondering right now, Doge is at 15. I didn't buy at 13. I missed it. I didn't buy before at 10, at 11, 12. I missed it. Should I buy now? My answer is going to be yes. Now, of course, the higher up we are and the further away we are from the all-time low, the more skeptical I'm going to be, and not skeptical, but the more careful I'm going to be with my buy, because I know there is more of a chance if it pulls back for it to go to those lower prices and lose a little more initially on my investment. So I would scale into a position if I'm buying up here, but I would still buy. I would not be greedy because we don't know. I mean, the deal just went through. We don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know how fast he's going to move. It really could be that we get some kind of Dogecoin for Twitter thing, within the next couple days or less, or maybe a little more, because typically, like someone said in my live stream, you have to factor in development time, right? So Elon Musk just got here. You got to talk to the dev team. They've got to figure out how to get the framework implemented and then make this whole thing work if you're going to do this tipping service through Twitter. But Twitter already has it with Bitcoin. The framework's already there. The service is already implemented. We're just adding on a different cryptocurrency. It's not going to take as long as it would if we were doing this from scratch. It could be any moment. And I don't like to be unprepared. There's always a risk. There's always a risk when there's a catalyst on the horizon of missing the move because of greed. And so I like to be in versus out. And whenever you're out, there's a risk that the catalyst hits and it moves and takes off without you. At this time, I would not greed for a couple cents. I'm looking at this as a whole buy zone, especially under 16 cents here. I'm just going to buy and add more and add more and add more the better things look for me. If it pulls back, I'm just going to add more and buy that dip. If it pulls back further, I'm buying the dip because I think there's going to be another move and a bigger move very soon. If you look at Dogecoin here on the daily chart, look at the big picture. Look at where Dogecoin came from. Look at where Dogecoin's been, and look at where it pulled back to now because of all the negativity in the market. With some positive news, a good spark, Dogecoin has so much room to move up. The risk to reward is highly in our favor. It doesn't make sense to greed for little bits here, and then next thing you know, Dogecoin's right here, and you're not in because you were trying to greed for like this difference when you could have been profiting this difference. All right, so just keep it in perspective. And again, congrats to Elon Musk for getting that to go through, and I'm looking forward to all of the improvements. Don't forget as well, we've got Vlad, the CEO of Robinhood, also over here on his Twitter page talking about ways that he thinks that, or reasons why he thinks that Dogecoin could be the potential people's cryptocurrency. And then he went through all the different things that he thinks need to be adjusted in order for it to really be successful. We've got plenty of just talks. Even social media influencers, a lot of the YouTubers I watch, they have been talking about buying Dogecoin. And these are people that were not in crypto before, some of them, and then other people that were just in crypto but not thinking about Dogecoin. It's catching on. Time is limited. This is a bomb, a ticking time bomb that's going to go off. This is a bubble that's waiting to be popped. Make sure that you are on the right track and in the right group. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say, guys. Hopefully you found this informative. Big congrats to Elon Musk for being successful with that buy. I'm looking forward to the positive changes that you're looking to bring. And then also, I'm, of course, as a Dogecoin lover, I'm looking forward to seeing an integration and seeing what that looks like and being able to use it more, and for the Dogecoin community to have some more fun with it. It's been great. I will conclude just by saying, if you are wondering what charting platform I use, this is completely free. You can do all the technical analysis that I do by using this charting platform, and it is through a platform called Webull. This is just the desktop version, but they also have a mobile app. It is extremely detailed. You can do so many things, use all kinds of different indicators. The most important ones, EMAs, SMAs, volume, the MACD, RSI, and you can use all of these different tools to chart levels, support and resistance horizontally, trend channels, all kinds of stuff built in. And then also the charts are easy to look at, easy to use, resizable, and it syncs with your mobile device. So if you want to take advantage of this, you can use my referral link so that we both get free stocks when you sign up, and then make a deposit of any amount of money. I think it only needs to be a cent. So download the app, sign up, and make any deposit, and you'll get free stocks. I'll get free stocks as well for referring you, which is cool. And then you'll be able to look at the same things I'm looking at. And you can partner that with joining the Discord group and hanging out for free, and you'll be on your way to making money pretty quick. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Subscribe.